Hello and welcome to the Tarkis Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about the game Satisfactory. It's here on the alpha weekend. I've been playing it since yesterday, and I just was showing you this screen. When you load the game, this is the screen that it tells you. It tells you that it's going from the 8th of March 2019 to the 11th of March 2019. They sent me the alpha key yesterday. I loaded the game up. It was not too hard. It's the same company that brought you Fortnite. So I think it's Epic Studios there. So once you go to their interface, or even if you just Google it, you'll find it. This game is quite unique. I'm going to go over it quickly and hopefully I don't bore you too much. This is going to be like a walkthrough slash kind of review type of thing. So I'm going to go new game. The only planet you can go to for alpha is this one here, and I'm just going to put in Tarkis Zone with 2 E's and just hit start game. Now I will tell you that the screen before that we just saw says that you only can go up to a certain tier during this alpha, and that is true. I was able to cap out the alpha in less than 8 hours. So if you got a little bit 8 hours to burn, you can cap the alpha. There's nothing more you can do after that. We're going to get into the tiers. I'm going to explain a couple of the simple things that I didn't know needed to happen. I tried Googling it, and because the game is so new, I was unable to find it, so I kind of had to learn it on my own. So I'm going to add those things here in the video and tell you what you need to do. Now, I want you to note that this is kind of cool when you start the game, what you're seeing now. But it is a pain in the butt if you've already played the game. Having to go through this stupid walkthrough every time you make a new character basically is ridiculous. So the game people need to figure out a way that you can cancel through this nonsense, because this is just nonsense. This is just like a 3 to 4 minute waste of time, especially if you've already played the game. I mean, when I first played the game, day one, it was neat. Okay, I'm dropping in a capsule from space. I'm going through the atmosphere. They kind of just told me what I needed to do when I get to the ground. But guess what? I already knew that. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't need this little video screen to tell me what the game's about, because guess what? I know what the game's about. And this whole dropping from the atmosphere crap, you just need to be able to get rid of this cutscene. It is frustrating, and the reason why I'm kind of frustrated about it is the fact being is I've made 3 or 4 different characters just to because once I understood the game, the first character I didn't do too well. I just got frustrated. It wasn't going well, but I had learned enough of the game to say I'm going to make a second character and try again. And that second character did very well. I capped the game out. I said, okay, let I do a third character. Now that I did everything I could, let's do a third character to see if I can design differently, more efficiently. And so I had to go through this entire cutscene all those times. And I'm doing this character here so I can show you what the game is about from beginning, so I can give you those tips I was telling you about. So you grab this tool that allows you pretty much to create anything in the game, and then you get out of the pod, and here we are. So I'm out of the pod, looking around, there's my pod. You've got to destroy this landing platform to get materials, so you hit the F command. I can't do it yet because the person's talking and telling me what I should be doing. That's what I don't like about this, is I have to go through this nonsense every time. I know what I need to do to get this game going.
Welcome to onboarding.
No, escape. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. So I've got to destroy that building. I hit the F command and just hit the left mouse button. It destroyed the command. It destroyed it. So now if I hit the F button again, I put that device away basically. F button brings that device out, brings it back in. All right, so I just gotta run around here. Okay, so now the game is gonna let me go to my inventory, which is the tab command in this game. Pull down this little gizmo here. Now this was the hardest part of the game for me to begin with, is there's these little dogs that are running around. I think there's one of them right there. They're just a pain in the butt to kill, and if you don't know what you're doing, they'll just kill you. And that was happened the first time. Oh, there's two of them. Wow. I don't think I want to aggro both those. So yeah, we'll just go in the other direction, which is fine. All right, now the game's caught up to a point where now I can use my scanner, which is the C command. Hit the C command, and right now the only thing I can scan for is iron, which is pretty cool. So it's telling me there's iron ore in that direction in front of me. There's iron ore in that direction. All right, so let's go towards these two iron ores. So you can hit the shift command to run, to sprint. Also pick up these red plants, because these are healing. You can eat these to heal.
Minor healing properties. Further analysis required.
And these plants here, we'll talk about these poppies or whatever it is, these yellow plants here in a minute. See the radar? You need to refresh it. The nodes are gone from the radar map, so you hit the C command again. And whoop, I'm being attacked. So here are these guys. See, this guy's attacking me. See him running around me? So if you're not keen on how to battle these guys, they'll just eat you up. So you just gotta time it. See, I was able to light them up with my stick here. Oh, you got away. There. So it just comes down and just pick up the carcass. If you don't get good at killing these guys, this game will own you. This game becomes a survival game where I don't think that's what the intention was. I think the intention of the game is to build, design, and kind of just be a builder, which is nice. But when these stupid animals are attacking you every few minutes, it just becomes a pain in the butt. So you got to really be good at killing them, because healing in this game can only be done by eating those plants, those red plants there. A couple plants in the game will actually heal you, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm just trying to go to one of these nodes. Here's another one of those plants. E command basically does everything for you. You'll see that my hit bar is down 2 squares. That doesn't come back unless you eat something. Okay, here we are. There's another one of these things. He's defending this. He's going to come after me here. Wait for him to charge. Oh, he's going to go come up the hill and charge. There we go. Come on, buddy. There. See, I gave him the double tap. And that's how you do it. All right. So now that we're down here, this is the iron node that we need to get to start building stuff. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is get rid of these guys right here. And just hit the E command, and you'll start working the ore. And you'll tell you, I got 12 ore. When I first played the game, I didn't realize by pounding on these middle things, they'd get destroyed. Because later in the game, you're going to upgrade to a kind of a harvester that kind of works on its own. And with that, with these columns here, you can't place the harvester. You can place the starting harvester, but you can't place the big one. And that's why you need to get rid of these center things. Now, I'm also going to want to point out to you that right now in the game, the only thing your scanner will find is the iron ore. I will tell you, run around and see if there's a lime ore and a copper ore near you, because that's important. Those are the 3 things you kind of need. You need the iron, you need the copper, and you need the limestone. So what I do like to do is just look around, because if I can't find those type of nodes near the iron node, then I'll go find a different iron node. There was the game that I just played and conquered in 8 hours. The nodes were like almost on top of each other, so I didn't really have to go anywhere. Oh, here's the other type of plant that will heal you if you eat the berries.
This consumable possesses minor healing
I'm just going to run around here real quick, just to see if I can find a... Whoop, there's 2 of those guys. All right, now we're going to be dancing, because battling 2 of them is a pain in. I'm gonna chart. Whoop. Ooh, so you gotta time. You gotta time the. You just gotta time it right. Oh, we ran behind that tree. See, early on, the game is kind of like a survival game. Come on, buddy. Come after me. Ooh, I didn't time it right. Woohoo! Okay. Ooh. Got him. All right. So we'll pick up the items off those guys. I want to show you by hitting the tab command. You bring the fruits down that you picked into your hand. Then you close the, and then you just hit the left mouse button. You'll see I'm eating them, and I'm getting my hit points back. That's the only way you can get your hit points back in this game. Is by, well, that I know of, is by consuming. Yeah, we get a little lag sometimes. The game is new, so you're getting a little lag. Pick up those here. Again, I'm trying to find those nodes, but if you're watching this video, just note that when you're looking for an iron node to start your, I'm gonna hit the C command to show me where that iron node was that I left behind. Okay, so it's, well, I guess I really went far away from it. It's in that direction. So let's go towards this iron node here. All right, we'll just go through this other iron node. And while I'm going to that node, I'm going to keep my eyes out for those other nodes. And it's unfortunate that the game doesn't allow you to scan for different resources right off the bat. It only allows you to look for one resource. All right, let me see here. Hit the C command. I think that's a resource up there. I think that's limestone. Okay, so it's telling me there's an iron node. Okay, there's an iron node right there being guarded by that. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. See, this over here I think is limestone. So at least you got two nodes close to each other. Come on, buddy. Oh, I forgot the problem being is the game makes you put those items back in, and there's no quick way of doing it without hitting the tab command. Yeah, I double tapped your nose, buddy. There you go. Okay, so let's run over here. Let me just verify what this is. Okay, this is limestone. This will allow you to build concrete. That's perfect. And then the iron node being right here. This is what I'm talking about. When you're beginning the game, try to find nodes that are close together. This way you don't have to run all over creation to get stuff done. And what I'll do is I'll just find a copper node when I find a copper node. I mean, the copper node is important. Early game, not so much. All right, so here we are. We're here. So now what the game's going to ask me to do is hit the Q command and build the hub. Basically, this is your house. This is where you're going to do everything that you want to do. Now, you don't want to put your hub too close to the node. I'm going to put it out in this field here. It's red right now because I got things that are... Oh, there we go. All right, so yeah, I think right there, right here is going to be perfect. All right, so this is basically they let you build this hub from tearing the pod apart.
Feature,
so the first thing you want to do is go here. You can make iron ingots, which I'm going to do. You just hold the left mouse button down. See, I'm just making the iron ingots from the iron that I had already harvested. Alright, so once I create all these iron ingots, I'll have a choice to make iron plates or iron rods. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible so that you could just, use this as like a walkthrough. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, you can just start fast forwarding through this nonsense. Okay, so I'm going to make a few iron plates. And then I'm going to make a few iron rods. Alright. So the first thing we want to do is upgrade this house. And go to this terminal and you'll see your tier 0. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Is you can't get into these higher tiers during the alpha. So you only can do 1, 2, 3, counting 0. So 4 tiers during alpha. And again, you do that in about 8 hours. So I want to upgrade the hub. And for me to upgrade this hub, it's telling me that I need 10 iron bars, which I just made. So I'm just going to hit select. See the 10, it's just asking me for 10 of those. I just made those, and I just hit this button here. And boom, this thing is upgraded. Once it upgraded, it gives me a power generator. So now I can get power to stuff. But the first thing I need to do is fill this with biofuel. And I found that the easiest biofuel to fill it with is these pedals. And just I created a macro, an E macro on my mouse. So as long as I fired the macro, I can just run around. And my guy, just as long as you're pointing towards the flower, you're just gonna pick them up. All right. Now later in the game, you can make biofuels. You can make better fuels that burn efficient. But because this is kind of easy mode, this is what I did: is just go after those yellow flowers, hit the E command to get in here, and I just see how I got 200 of them. The petal, I guess they call them flower petals. That's all I use, and I just click the unit on. And it is now running, and that will run a long time. It really would. So now what we're going to need to do is what do we want to create? We want to create a smelter so we can make bars. So that's going to require power. So we want to be smart on how we do that, but we want to be able to collect the resources quicker. So what we want to do is go to I think what we need to do is we need to make an equipment shop first. So we go to the equipment shop. It says I've got what I need. I need the plates and I need the rods. I made a few of those in the beginning. I'll put the, I'm missing one rod. So I'll just go to this bench, go to rod, make a couple more rods. Hit the Q command, go to workshop, and I'll put it on this side. Boom. There's the workshop. Now the workshop's going to allow me to make. Whoop, the game's catching up on me. I can't do anything until the game decides it's updated that I did that. Come on, game. All right, maybe I just need to back out of this tool. Yeah, that's what it is. Backing out of the tool is it. So I need to make one of these portable miners. I need copper for that. For me to make one of those miners. So before we do anything with the smelter, I have to hold the C command down now. And now I got a choice, copper ore or iron ore. So I want to choose copper ore, and then I want to ping the map with the scanner, and I want to figure out where the closest. That one's 400. That one's 5. So the closest iron ore is 231 meters in this direction. It's probably up on that hill, which is not a problem. I just need to get up there. Once you start automating your base, well, I gotta fight one of these guys again. Once you start automating your base, you will be able to move the materials around without too much of a problem. It's just early on you've got to find the material and then figure out a way to automate it once you get up the tiers there. We'll go over that in a minute. So I'm going to ping the map again because I believe it was up on this ridge. Here's one of those flowers that will give you, and again it's the E command to pretty much do anything in this game. These lurking guys don't bother you. These big guys right here, they don't bother you. They're like cats. They kind of just roam around. All right. All right, so here it is. This is the copper. So if you look at my, whoop, I've got guys up here defending it. Of course, I got guys up here defending it. He came out of nowhere on me. What's nice is once you've cleared these areas out, they're cleared out. They never come back. So that should be all the fighting I'll have to do for a very long time. So I'll hit the E command. Now this is copper ore that I'm getting. And again, we'll automate the process by putting a harvester out here later on. But for now, you got to manually do it, and you just hit the E command to do it. What I want to do is I want to try to get at least 60 of these things, which I did. So getting 60 and any more than 60 is going to be bonus. You'll be able to pretty much do anything you want with about 60, 70 of these things. I mean, I got 72 now. I'll just stop at 80. There we go. So now, if you go to the the compass, it says west. There's my house icon. I can see my house down there. So this is not that far away. I'll be able to automate this without too much of a problem. All right. So we're going to run back to the house. And that's what's nice about the compass there at the top of the screen. It shows you where your house is. Later on, you'll be able to make sensors, and you'll be able to put sensors down. And those sensors will allow you to kind of tell the compass where you've got stuff. So, whoa, I got another thing attacking me. Woohoo! He's running around my base. Yeah, they didn't build any. They didn't build any defenses for your. You know, not at this moment they don't have like turrets that you can buy. That would be cool. I better go to my inventory and kind of squirrel down what I have here to heal. Okay, that should be fine for now. I'll put that that claw back in so I can defend myself. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna make we'll make the copper ingots. As you can see, when I take the raw material, make it into the, I'm gonna call them bars. They call them ingots in the game. Obviously, copper bars. And I can then make the wire, and I can make this wire. And with the wire, I can make the cables. All right, that should be all we need. So now I go to this table here and I can make this mining. Boom, done. So now what I'll do is I'll go over to my node here and I'm gonna get rid of, these. I want to get rid of these right off the bat. And like I was saying, is you want these gone so that you can place bigger harvesters down later in the game. There we go. And that one's gone. So now what I'll do is I'll go to my inventory. I'll drag that mining apparatus into my hand, and then I'll just put it down here on the ground. All right. So now that's automatically going to get the ore out of the ground right here. It's automatically going to do it. And it's going to do it until it gets 100 of them. So we don't have to worry about that. So now what we're going to do is go back here, and can I make another one? No, I don't. I need the 2 more of the plates. So we're going to create at least 2 more plates, and then we're going to make another one of these things. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to go down here to the limestone. We're going to need the limestone right off the bat because we want to make some concrete. So we're going to put that harvester in my hand here. And then just put it here, anywhere here. All right. So now that's going to collect limestone for me. And really the smelter that we want to build, that smelter is basically the same process that we're manually doing. That's what the objects that you make in the game pretty much do for you, is make it so that you don't have to make the items. Early in the game there's a lot of micromanagement. So now if I open this, you'll see that it's got 12 of the limestone in it already. So then we'll go down here and we've got some of these flowers here, so that's going to make it easy for to make the biofuel. So we'll go here and we should have limestone. Okay, maybe I'm not far enough in the equip the portable miner, build a smelter. So I can't build the concrete. I got to go through this little process before I can. So I have to build the smelter first, which I'm going to do now. So smelter, I got plenty of stuff. I'm going to bring that down here. I want to make it so that it, whoop, didn't mean to do that. Use the middle mouse button to move it around. So the intake is here. So make sure the intake is facing your base. And so when you can build conveyor belts later on, we'll have a harvesting unit here. We'll build a conveyor belt from it to go right into this thing. But right now it needs power. There it is. So that should have completed the quest that it was asked. Use biomass. Oh, I gotta turn it on, I guess. Okay, is that the on button? Should be on. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. So it's on. But yet, why is it saying it? Okay, it says it's green. And why is this flashing? Oh, because I haven't told it to do anything. Make me that, and I don't have any ore, so I'll have to go to this guy here. See, it stopped running because it's at 100. So I'll pull that 100. And what I don't like about the game currently is that these units only can take 100 at a time, which is kind of BS. It'd be nice if you could load them up with more than just 100 items at a time. So now what's happening is that this unit here is making the bars for me. And if I look in there, you'll see I've got 7 of them already made. All right, so I've done that process. Build a smelter to automate production, and I've done that. Use biomass burner for power and supply. I've done that. All right, so let's. We've got this crate here. They give you places that you can squirrel things away, like those animal parts I picked up. A couple of those items there. I put those in there. So I'm thinking right now, what I need to do is upgrade the hub one more time. So let's go to upgrade hub 2. What's it saying to me? That I need the iron plates, the rods, and the wire. There's the wire there. The iron rod. See, it's either or. It's either the iron rod or the iron plate. They both take the same resource, which is the iron bars. So let's see if I just made enough to upgrade. Okay, I did. So now I just got to drag them down, which is another. It would be nice if they had an autofill. I mean, this game is quite micromanagement as it is, so I don't understand. You know, they could make it a little easier if they had an autofill. And there we go. We're to upgrade to hub 2. See, the house is now built. I mean, this is going quick and simple.
Congratulations.
So now I'll go hit the Q command. Now I can build a constructor.
Which can be found in the build menu and craft bench, respectively.
But first, I've got to build, now that I can get into the power pole, I got to put that in first. Because what happens is the generators are one-to-one relationships, meaning that once you've connected the generator to an object, it can't be connected again to another object. So what you got to do is you have to hit the F command, delete that power line. Go to, and you can see that I've got number 1 in the quick slot. So I need concrete for this. But I need to build a power pole. So I'm going to go and make some concrete now that that's available to me. Because making concrete wasn't available to me until I just leveled it. There we go. Make a few more wires while we're here. Might as well. We're going to need a couple cables, I believe. So we got 11 cables. We'll take those. Done and done. Okay, so now what I can do is hit that 1 command. And what's it? Oh, it's asking me for the wires. You know, you would think I had memorized all this by now, but the game goes so quick that you don't have time to really. It's not like a heavy grind. Once you get, there's my power pole. So once you get the knack of it, then so I'm going to put the power pole. Once you get the knack of it, everything goes smoothly. So So I'm going to put the power pole there. I'm going to hit the 2 command, which is a quick slot. I'm going to put a wire there. So this pole allows me to connect 4, so I can get 2 more items on that. So that's how you do it, is you got to put the power pole in place before. And the reason why I put it here is because the harvester that I put here is going to need power eventually. So what I'm going to do is open up this thing again and pull my 100. Go down here. I think this should be still, it's got 16, so I'll put 100 more in there. I'm up to 74 of those plates. And so now what I can do is I can create the constructor. And you want the constructor, I would say don't make them on top of each other in case you got to split, if you want to split the line, and I'll explain that in a second, how to split the line. So I just want to put this, or do I, I'm missing, oh, I got to make reinforced plates for that. Now splitting a line meaning that what happens is when this starts making the bars or the ingots and you want it to go to one constructor to make, let's say, rods, but then you want another constructor to make bars, then you would have to put a cut in right here, a 2-way in. And that further in the tree line through updating the hub, you'll get these splitters that you can put in. So you can cause goods to go in 2 directions from one smelter. Or you could run 2 smelters and just run them, you know, and then what you can do is put the split on the inside where the harvesting unit is, so that the harvesting unit is sending the raw ore to 2 smelters that then go into 2 constructors. Well, let's first make that reinforced. I got a reinforced plate. What I need is I need screws and I need iron plates. Okay, so I can, because I've got all those bars that I just pulled out of that unit, I'll make them all in the iron plates. I'm going to break down these ingots here, these copper bars here, so that I can make screws. Now actually the screws are made from the rods, so I'll make 20 rods. Alright, so I made 20 rods, so now I should be able to make the screws. Alright, so if you look at screws, it takes the rods, and to make the rods, it takes the iron plate. Or it takes, not iron plate, but it takes the ingots here, the bars that you need to make. Pretty much this will be automated. This will get automated. Whoop, I don't want to do that. This will get automated through the process. So here's the concrete. I'm going to make, early in the game, I'd say the first hour of the game, you're pretty much at the mercy of kind of micromanaging this until you get everything you need to automate it. So now I should be able to make this here. Not saying that, I made the concrete and not the reinforced. And I get to talking and I kind of lost to what I was doing here. So I want to make the reinforced. And I believe if we go to the hub here, we won't get the belts until this is updated, and this is going to take a while to update. So we are going to just do this quick video here just to show you. This was just basically the basics. I'm going to hit the C command. Whoop, not the C command. I'm going to hit the Q command and put that this unit in. So I would again put it up here in case you decide you're going to put a splitter in, so that you'll be able to split the conveyor belt if you need to. And then what you do is hit the 2 command, which is the quick command. Click on this tower with the left mouse button, and then provide power to that. Now this isn't working because I need to grab the bars out of here and put them in here. I want them to make plates for me. So I'll put the bars in here, and now this is making the plates automatically. So for the next 15 minutes, I would then grab this out of here, and then I will put them in here. And then once I get the bars in here, or the ingots, Then I put them in here for me to make the plates. Now this unit can make plates and it can make the rods. It can make the plates, or it can make pretty much anything you want depending on what materials you're sending into it. So for me to upgrade to get the conveyor belts working, I need to upgrade the hub to level 3. So let's look at what the material is for that. That is what we got here. We've got the wire. We need the iron plates, which that system's making. I got the concrete, and I need the reinforced plate. So I need 1 reinforced plate, and that's screws. I need to make some screws. Okay, I'll just make 2 of those. I believe I needed a couple more cables. I'll make these down. I think I need a couple rods. And I need the plates. Even though my harvester, my items out there are making these things, all these things I can just make myself. So I've got everything I need except the iron plates. I need 75 of those. So we'll go down here and see how many this unit's already made. Oh, did I shut it off by? Oh, when I moved it, I think when I went to that previous screen, what's going on? Oh, I need to put the bars in here. Duh. There we go. The bars need to go. There we go. All right, 92 of them now. So now it's making the plates. But again, I'll just pull them back into my inventory and make them myself, just so that we can get to. I mean, that's the thing about it is, you can sit here and do this whole game right from this interface if you just want to run a macro with pushing this button, because that's the thing is it's just holding this crafting button down for you to do it. So how many plates do I got now? I need 75. I'm at 86. So I should have everything I need to get that done. So right here, 75 of the plates. Got 86 of those, 10 of the cables. I got 12 of those. I've got the concrete, and this is the reinforced. Boom. Done. So, a little lag there. So I've upgraded it some more now. I think at this point I get like a computer station in here, which you can't do anything with. You know, it's just a house. So I wanted to get this far so that I can show you what the
advice. When planning the construction of buildings, note the placement of conveyor belts.
The conveyor belt system.
Caution: overloading the power network
So I
guarantees
need
suboptimal performance.
for me to put the. So my quick bar tells me that it's 3. All right, there we go. So now look, the bars are going down automatically into this unit. Look at that. So now I only need to fill this with ore, which is right here. There's 100 of them right there. They're pretty much automated. So now this is making the plates for me. So from the plates, the question is what do I want to do? You know, what can I do now? I've got okay, that's conveyor belts, walls. So right now I need to upgrade the hub to get into more buildings. I got to upgrade the hub some more. So I will do that next before I end this video, just to show you how quick this is. I mean, this is not that hard to do. So to get hub this level 4, which gives me the storage command, and it gives me that miner that I was telling you about. So for this, you need 100 of the bars, and then that, and then the cable. Okay, so the cable part of it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, the concrete shouldn't be too hard. And then the... Whoop, I don't want to go into that box. I want to go right here. Then I want to go to see what I need. The plates are what's going to be... The plates, the rods... Yeah, the plates and the rods are going to be the problem here. We'll go in here. I've already got 29 of the plates. So now it's just about time. You know, just waiting to... Actually, I'm just going to go and... While that's making the plates, I might as well make the rods myself. So again, you can do... You can build the entire game for this, from this bench right here if you just want to sit here and do it. All right. It doesn't take long. And those plates are getting made. Probably can make the plates that I need right here. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, doing it yourself does take some time. Once you automate it, once you get a good automation going, you pretty much just sit there. You know, that's all you have to do is feed the furnaces or the electrical generators, and we'll talk about that in a second. Because I found that with this game is if you want to make it simple, put all your generators together. I mean, that's the easiest way of doing it. This way you're not running everywhere. So I still need about 40 something, a few more rods, some more cables. All right, some cables. I can make the cables by... That's what I was saying is that initial copper that we got is pretty much... gives you everything you need until you get up to the tier 1. All right, so we'll go down here and see what we got for plates. Oh, it's not running because I don't think I've got ore in there. Because I took the ore, instead of putting it in there, I took it and did it myself. I'll take this ore out of here. You only really need one of those things right off. I mean, I found that making a multitude of those little... Because the thing only holds 100. So, you know, this seemed to be simple for me to run just one. Okay, there's 41 of those now. Okay, what we got here? We need we got 100 of those. We just need the bars, the bars. So we'll just craft the bars because I just put that in my inventory from the miner. Okay, and then we'll just make the bars. Okay, that's all we need. And then we just click on here and we go to select. And it would, again, this would be nice if they put in the stupid game, the autofill button, instead of making you have to drag all this crap. I mean, this is what, there's a couple of things that chat me in this game, and this is one of them. This is just, okay, what am I missing? Waiting for total parts received. Waiting for resources. What am I missing? Oh, the rods. Missing a couple rods. Thought I had enough. Okay, and then hit the button. Alright. Hub updated to 4. There it is. Boom. Done.
Congratulations. You have unlocked
I think they
hub
unlocked the
feature,
bathroom.
additional
Oh, I
biomass
got a
generator.
crapper.
New buildings,
now.
which can be
All
found
right,
in the
so
build menu.
what we want to do is we want to hit the Q
Ninth
command,
objective,
and it's
hub
this
upgrade,
mining
molecular
apparatus here
analysis.
that we need to
Note,
build.
To ensure full
Now what we
mastery
need
of
is
skills
I need 2 more rods. They're not that expensive to make. So I need 2 more rods, which I don't think I can make without the ore. Let me go. And what's nice is I can take, by hitting the E command, I can take these rods right off the conveyor belt by hitting the E command. See how I did? Whoop. See how I did that? Took them right off. And then I'll just run them back. I'll run them back here and make those rods that I need. All right. So these are the rods. All right. And then what we want to do is we got to pick this up. Hit the E command. Just tell it to pick it up. It's now in my inventory. Hit the Q command. Go to the miner. See how that fits nicely there now? Now that there's no whoop. Didn't mean to do that because I always forget. You got to use the middle mouse to move it around. So what I want to do is I want to put it there. All right, I got to get power to it. See how I perfectly figured out why this power pole needed to be here. So now that's running. So hit the 3 command, which is my conveyor belt, and I don't have enough iron plates to make them. What's nice is that's what I'm making down here is iron plates, and I got 45 of them. So the conveyor belts only take iron plates, and this is basically going to be the basic automation right there. That's the basic automation of the game right there. It comes out of the ground, goes down to the belt, goes into your smelter, makes the bars, ingots, and then makes whatever it is that you want to make. There it is, the basic automation process in the game. And what's nice is the game now, I believe, gives me storage container. I need rods for that. But then you can put a storage container out here and just have them go into a storage container when they're done. And that's really it. The storage container doesn't require power. I'm going to grab these so I can make those rods I need for the storage container. So the game does require a little bit of managing in the beginning, but now what you would do is do this entire process that I just did, and then you would do it for the limestone there. And this way you're close. You can make concrete, so you're making the concrete while you're making the plates. And if you're really good at it, if you're really good at base management, you could have a few smelters going. So you could basically not have to come to this workbench at all if you managed your smelters and your power and your fabricators or your constructors. So now I should be able to make the storage. Yeah, the constructors. I mean, you could have a couple constructors going, making various things. I mean, what I like to do is I get enough of these, and then I can just tell the unit, now make me the rods. And so now it's making rods, which is nice. So I'm going to put the Q command in here. I'm going to go to organization, go to storage. I'm going to put this storage unit, and I'll put it right here for now. And then I will hit the 3 command, which is the hot button for the whoop, guess what I did? I just made an amateur mistake. Hit the F button, just tear it down. Hit the Q button, and the mistake I made is I had it facing the wrong direction. Because what's nice about storage containers is goods can leave them too. So if this storage container here is only making me rods, so the rods, see these rods go into the storage container, then what I could do is have the rods come out this way to go into another one of these constructors to make something with the rods, like screws, right? I mean, because if I do another constructor in here, I guess I could have just put a constructor instead of the storage. I could have just put another constructor right here and have it make the screws directly, and then have the screws go into that. But I like to have a buffer so that I can come to this and get rods out when I want to get them. So I wouldn't be able to do that if I put a constructor here that was just constructing them in the screws. I would have to come to the belt and pull them out. Here, at least I'm going to get a... so I'll look at the constructor. What is the constructor going to take us to build? All right, that is reinforced, and so basically the cables and some reinforced. What I would do at this point now is find a way to get that copper here. And what I would do is what would have to do is create either a generator out there by the copper node that's all the way, hit the C command. Let's go to copper. So we'll have to, yeah, because the copper is what's going to be important to us next. So I would either go out, what I would probably do is, I think I got a second generator now. Yeah, I got a second generator now. So I'm going to run cabling all the way up that mountain. I'm going to make power poles when I can. I'm going to go all the way up that mountain and bring power there. Then what I'll do is I'll build one of these collectors and just run a conveyor belt all the way back here. And this way I will never have to go over there anymore, because once it's built, they would come down back into this area, and the only thing I would have to do is feed the generator. And that's the biggest micromanagement in this game, is feeding these generators. That's towards the end of the game. Like say another 20 minutes from now, that's all I'll be doing. If I was to continue playing, is just feeding these generators, and all my stuff would just come in nicely here. And that's that. And to feed the generator, just go look for those yellow flowers. I mean, you'll be able to make biofuels and whatnot, but I mean, these yellow flowers are so easy. It takes you maybe a couple minutes to come out and gather them. You're gathering enough to run those generators for an hour. So you spend 2 minutes every hour collecting these yellow flowers, and then you'll have enough biofuel to keep these generators running by just doing that. See how now it's on? So the hub gives you 2 generators. Further on in the game, you'll be able to make generators that kind of are standalone. Yeah, there, that's the next one. Hub 5 gives you a standalone biomass burner, and you can put that anywhere. So if you wanted, instead of running cabling from here all the way up that mountain, you could just put a burner up there next to the drill. The drill process, and then conveyor belt it down. But the problem being is you'd have to run up that mountain every time you needed to feed that generator. And I didn't like that my first game. That's why I quit on it. Because I'll tell you right now, if you keep all your generators in one spot, because you can have as many generators as you want lined up, having wires go to whatever, because the generators only can produce so much power. And then things will stop working. So what you want to do is you want to make sure, because if you overload it, you'll see that the process will stop working. I usually put about 4 items on one line, including the generator. So right now, that generator, in my opinion, that generator is full. Unless there's a way for me, I couldn't figure out a way other than it's telling me what the consumption is. I just felt that having 4 connected to one generator seems to be fine. So I can send this out to go all the way out to that miner for the copper, but then I can have it also power another processor or another smelter or another constructor, I mean, over in this area. Well, I hope this video was helpful. I mean, as you can see, if I hit the escape button, we're 52 minutes into this, less than an hour, and you basically got the basic automation going, and you just rinse and repeat what I showed you. And then you can get really silly about, placements of your storage units and how things go in and out, but that's basically the game. And then you just continue going up the tiers, you continue putting money into the hub. Eventually you'll be able to buy like a star ladder, or a space ladder, I guess is what they call it, and you send things up to space. And when you do that, it allows you to get into the higher tiers, like tier 4, tier 5, tier 6. But the game in alpha doesn't allow you to do that anyway. So in less than 8 hours, you cap the game here. If you play the game for 8 hours, you cap it. You can't go any further. But I mean, it should allow you to play the game and see if you enjoy it or not. and it's all about managing goods. You know, early on there's a lot of micromanagement. Later on, it's just sitting around, just waiting for things to come in. All right, well, that's been my my take on the Satisfactory game here. I would say right now it's a 6 out of 10. I did find that once you start playing the game a lot, it gets boring. I found that once you figured everything out, there's not much left to do. You're the only person on the planet. You got no interaction with people. I know there's a multiplayer aspect to the game, but it would be nice if they had quest designs or even somebody I'm talking to in space, like an NPC, that I could talk to in space and get credits for what I'm doing. It just seems like I'm on this planet, I'm doing this stuff, but what's the point? What really is the point other than just time management and kind of just busy work? All right. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been a video on the Satisfactory game. Download it if you think it's something you'll enjoy.